If you're building something online and it feels harder than it should, this conversation will hit home. Welcome to the Doing What You Know podcast. I'm Ray Thigpen. This show is about closing the gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it. Through real conversations, lived experience, and practical insight, we focus on mindset, growth, and becoming who you were created to be. Let's get into it. Welcome to episode 4 of the Doing What You Know podcast. I've got a special guest with me today. His name is Scott Gerrard. Scott is, he's a busy man. Been working with Scott for a while now. Met him through the Skool community, and he's a fellow entrepreneur, affiliate marketer. He's all into mindset. He knows what it takes to run a successful affiliate business. And so without any further ado, I'm going to welcome you on, Scott. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So, yeah, it's good to be here. Thanks for inviting me on. So I've been online for a while now, probably about coming on 6 or 7 years, about 7 years now. So, and I'm a tradie, so offline I'm carpenter and pick up a lot of odd jobs, stuff like that. So yeah, I just love the idea of I'd call it location freedom. I wouldn't call it money or time freedom, location freedom. And that's why I do everything online now. So affiliate marketing especially, it's probably the best business model you can get into, lowest startup price and like low overheads. And yeah, you just work, grind. And over the last 7 years, I've managed to build a few decent networks and a few different products and programs. So yeah.
Nice. So yeah, the beauty of working from home is wherever you have an internet connection, right? So yeah, that's great when you're not tied down to a job and a boss, and you're your own boss. So you can look for those gigs where you do some side work, your carpentry or whatever. Yeah, that's good. So you're an independent entrepreneur when it comes down to it.
Yeah, at the end of the day. So pretty much since we were kids, we used to knock on doors around age 10 just to ask people to let us wash their car for $2. And so since then we've just my whole family, like the higher side of my family, the older ones, we sort of all grew up in country sort of areas, country towns, and always wanted a couple of bucks to buy some lollies and stuff. And yeah, you just got to sort of figure it out as you go.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when you start at a young age with that entrepreneurial spirit. I know I was in the probably between the 5th grade and the 6th grade. My dad was in the Navy station in Japan at the time. And that summer, I would rent a push mower, a lawnmower. Now, this is the old rotary style, no motor, just the push thing. You propel it. And I cut grass for 50 cents a yard one summer just so I could make enough money to buy a cassette tape player. So, yeah, that, if you start that entrepreneurial mindset at an early age, that's really good. So speaking of mindset, let's move into that a little bit. Tell me a little bit, Scott, what you believe an entrepreneur's mindset should be based around. How do they? What are some of the requirements mentally to be an entrepreneur? Not everybody's cut out to just not have a job. I mean, you can go as far as gig work as well as what you're doing online, because that's basically entrepreneurial too. And it all requires kind of the same mindset. You don't rely on a boss, which is dangerous because you're replaceable when you have a boss, right? You're tied down to that boss. And if you're relying on him or her, then that might not be your best option in life. So what kind of mindset are we looking for as far as being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, about the boss, I think the mindset you really need to lose is that comfort mindset. So it's probably one that you need to lose. A lot of people are so dependent, like you were saying, on jobs or even a government check. But the moment that anything can happen at any time. So if you're not an entrepreneur, you're working for an entrepreneur at the end of the day. So if you're still taking the same risk as a worker. You're just getting a wage. So as an entrepreneur, you're not getting the wage. You're the one that ends up paying the wage at some stage of your journey. But if you're a mindset worker and you just love the comfort feeling, you've got to still understand you're working for an entrepreneur. So they're still taking all the risks, which means you're at risk as well. So sort of not so much changing your mindset, but just don't get into that comfort mindset, because that comfort mindset will just literally hold you back. And like I said about the location freedom, you really want to understand what you want in life. So I don't want to be tied to a certain area. So that sort of gives me that drive to keep pushing forward, because I know if I don't keep pushing forward and I settle down and I adopt the mindset of all those around me, and this is a struggle, and this is why we've got a few different communities involved with surrounding ourselves with other people with that same mindset, because everyone in your life, in your daily circle, if they've got a job or if they're on some government benefits or something, they've adopted this certain mindset. And if the longer you hang around those type of people, the more likely that mindset's going to rub off on you. So sort of changing your surroundings to those with a mindset that you want to be like. So if I look at you and I see what you're doing with you've written a novel, you've also got communities set up. You do a lot of, I've even seen you in gold and silver. I was in that same company too, by the way. But yeah, so you collect silver and for the value. So hanging around someone like you sort of keeps me less around those that are going to slow down my growth. So the mindset you need is sort of, you need to really depend on yourself and take on that self responsibility and change your surroundings. I think changing your surroundings is probably the most important thing, because if you're around people and you'll hear people, they'll complain about their wage, or they'll complain about everything. They'll complain about having to go to work, but they still go to work. Like, it's just literally, you're either around people that complain about their life, or you're around people that take full responsibility of their life. And finding those that are taking full responsibility of their life, and trying to be around them, trying to hang around them, trying to spend more time with them is really going to help you with your own mindset. So it's a process you go through. So I was in that comfort mindset for a while. I got settled down in some jobs here and there. I last probably about 6 months before I get bored of it and leave. But it's you can't grow. Like you can't grow at some stage at
Yeah,
wherever
it's
you are.
funny. It's funny you talk about that comfort zone, and the like-mindedness. You know, they say that you're most like the 5 people you hang around with the most.
Yeah.
And you think about the water cooler conversations at work, all these people that gather together, they're all the same. And you talk about the comfort zone, which is really crazy, because the ones that are at work, complaining about their job, complaining about their supervisors, complaining about their coworkers, that's all because they're in their comfort zone. And yet that doesn't sound comfortable because they're complaining about everything. But that just is so much easier to complain about things than it is to take responsibility, jump outside that comfort zone a little bit, and do things for yourself, right?
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities available these days, especially with the internet being worldwide, affiliate programs, network marketing. You don't even have to do any of those. You can do so much stuff online yourself, offer your own products. Um, but it takes getting outside that comfort zone, because if you haven't done it before, it's uncomfortable.
Yep.
But someone once said that the comfort zone is where your dreams go to die.
Yep.
Because if you're basing your dreams on your job, I can tell you from experience, after working 40 years in the industry, having a boss for 40 years, the old saying that we have in America is you spend 40 hours a week working 40 hours or working for 40 years of your life to retire on 40% of the income that you couldn't live on before. And that's pretty much true. So if you don't have another source of income or multiple sources of income, I like the multiple streams. Even as an entrepreneur, right? If you're relying on a job, you've got one stream of income. If your job goes away, that income's gone. What are you going to do? If you're relying on government, if they cut the programs or government changes or whatever, I mean, some countries regimes change, and then that whole government's upside down. So what's going to happen there? No, you need to rely on yourself, and even at that, have multiple streams. Don't rely on just one thing, because that one thing can always go away. I mean, as big as, say, Facebook is, if you're relying on Facebook, and nowadays Facebook is monetized, if you're relying on Facebook, for example, for whatever little monetization you can get from it, and all of a sudden they lock you out or they block your account, well, if that's your only stream, you're in trouble. So it's best, why not go to find another platform to use beside that? Diversify into different things. Gold, silver right now is huge, especially silver. It's going crazy because silver is used in so many electrical products and industrial things, solar panels, all that. And the silver supply is shrinking. So the value is going crazy right now. Yeah, so investments in commodities, that sort of thing, uh, even stocks, whatever, but something. You've got to diversify. And that takes a totally different mindset. You've got to take responsibility for yourself and just do it. Just do what you know.
Yeah, definitely. I actually heard a quote. You said a quote a second ago about the thing, but I heard a quote as well. It went something like, "A wage is just something they pay. A wage is a bribe that they pay you to forget about your dreams." So
Yeah, I like that. And that's pretty much true, right? Unless you have very small dreams, and then, that wage. Yeah, Jim Rohn said it better than anybody. Profits are better than wages,
yeah,
right?
definitely,
Um,
definitely, and
so,
and diversifying, like it's definitely.
yeah,
I'm a strong believer in diversification. As you know, you've you've been around me for a little bit now, but I've got a couple communities set up. I've even got other affiliate marketing products and programs and I build my own email list. Like you said, Facebook was shut down at any time. So it's like, I once there was this platform called WebTalk, but they shut down and it was getting really, really big. And I was probably one of the very few people that created a website, a landing page that was actually gathering the members from WebTalk, the WebTalk platform, into my own email list. When they shut down, I sort of went out on my own and started my own little things. But I've managed to keep the same members, the same network this whole time throughout the last 7 or so years from this same platform. However, when you're not thinking ahead, like, oh, if anything happens to this, like if Facebook shut down, where do all these people go? How do I keep these people together? If you're not thinking ahead like this, and Facebook was to shut down tomorrow, you lose everything. You will
yeah,
lose every single connect you've got unless you've diversified into something else. And that's what I love about the Skool platform, is it allows you to gather them there. And I think diversifying in multiple channels, YouTube's, so you've got a YouTube channel, you've got your Skool community, you've got your Facebook, diversifying and having the same network on multiple different things, and even in your own email capture pages, that sort of thing. It covers you when something does happen, when this platform does shut down, when this product closes doors. When something happens, you've got that. And then with the investment side of things, like you use stack silver coins. A lot of people, they won't do that because they'll say, I don't have money. And they won't diversify. They'll keep all the money in the fiat currency in their bank. However, if they don't have money today, that means where'd their money go from last week? So I always say, well, why don't you get this? So because I'm a big Bitcoin believer, and I tell people to buy Bitcoin. I really believe in Bitcoin, just the way it's set up. And I always say, oh, why don't you just get like $20 worth of Bitcoin? Oh, I don't have the money this week. And I'm like, well, use last week's money. Oh no, what do you mean? It's gone. And it's like, exactly. And so's the week before, so's the week before, so's the week before. But if you have Bitcoin, even if because they always say, oh, it's volatile and it could come down in price. And it's like, well, right now, if Bitcoin absolutely crashed, and all my cryptocurrencies, let's just say my crypto portfolio went down 80%. And had 20% left of the value, I would still have more in that portfolio that went down 80% because I put it there in the first place than what I would if I didn't put it there. Because
Right.
every cent from my bank would be gone already. From the last 7 or so years, it would be gone. Therefore, if it's in some portfolio that goes down 80%, I've still got it. I've still got more than what I would have had if I didn't put it there in the first place. So a lot
Yep.
of people there, they fear the volatility, but it's like, look at your past bank account. Where is all your money anyway? If you had all your money from the last 10 years, but it was down 20%, I'm pretty sure down 80%. So let's just add up all the money for the last 10 years. Let's just say you've earned, I don't know, 500,000 for argument's sake. And it went down to $10,000 because you've invested the whole lot. It went down to $10,000 today, and you've got $10,000 left, so you lost 490 grand. If it wasn't that $10,000 today from a portfolio that went down, it would be zero because you would have spent it
Exactly.
at the
Yeah.
shop. Like it's literally, and I don't see how people see that that's a volatile asset is risky. I believe having money in multiple different areas is probably the safest option, in my opinion. Like, I'm not a financial advisor, it's probably the safest thing because I can
Yeah.
guarantee if I have $1 left in crypto tomorrow, I would have more. I would have $1 more than what I would have if I'd never put it in there in the first place.
Yeah.
So
And that's another mindset, right?
yeah,
I know from my own personal experience back before I actually went out and sought a mentor and got personal mentorship, invested in myself, right, which was kind of hard to do at the first time. Um, every year that I made more money, I spent more money. And
yeah,
that just seems to be the mindset. Everybody, I make more money than I've ever made in my life, but I still don't have anything to show for it. Well, yeah, that's because you're not investing. I mean, at least open up a savings account. 4% savings account or 3% or whatever it is better than nothing. I mean, even if there's no interest in there, that compounding interest is really nice. But if you're putting $10 a week away somewhere, in a year, you got $520 that you wouldn't have had, just like you said, had you not put that little bit of money aside. If you
yeah,
put it aside and it drops, well, you still got that much that you wouldn't have put there. So that makes perfect sense.
yeah, definitely. That's the way I look at it because it's. I think once you start looking at it like that as well, you sort of it's not as scary to invest because it's like, well, it'd be gone anyway. Like, my money's going to be gone, and I'll get more money next week. I'm going to make more money next week.
Yeah.
Money's an abundance. Like, a lot of people they fear you losing money because they think there's none there or something. They think that there's no money, and it's like, man, I can guarantee you're gonna have more money next week, and then the
Yep.
week after, week after, week after, you're gonna get more money at some stage. It's gonna keep coming. It doesn't stop coming. Like, you make it in different ways and different avenues. However, it's an abundance. There is so much money in this world, so why not just put some aside here and there?
I
Why
love
not
that.
invest in a few courses, take a few risks, learn a few skills. There's one thing that I forget his name, Homozy, the fellow on
Hmm.
Skool. He said, why not? Because I watched a few of his things. I went for a binge for a lot of his content. He said the two skills that he just decided, no, I've got to do, and he learned how to sell and market. He said that was the two most important skills that he's ever learned in one of his. It was like an 8 hour long call that he did. There was multiple clips all put in one, but yeah, he said he just decided one day, I'm going to learn how to sell. I'm going to learn how to market. So he just went into it. So he took that risk, went, right, and he just brought everything. So he always says he's big on this. He says, just if you know that there's a skill that can help you make money, invest into it. Like, just do it. Like, just buy that damn thing because it's going to help you make money. It's going to help you make that money back. But whereas if you don't buy it, your money's gone. Like,
Exactly.
if you don't, and but the difference is your money's going to be gone, but then you've got the skills to get that money back. So
Right.
it's not really a loss. It's only a temporary what do you call it? Temporary sacrifice for a long term future. Really, at the
Yep.
end of the day, it's
Yep.
just a lot of people, they struggle to, wrap their heads around that, and just they. I know they want that drink from the shop or something, but
Well, a lot of people, and it's again that mindset, that mentality of the lack mentality says I'm spending money. But
Yeah,
the abundance mentality says I'm investing money. And that's the difference. Some people call it investing, some people call it spending. It's just like if you've got a network marketing opportunity for whatever, just a generic, say it costs $10 a month to join my network marketing company. I don't have that kind of money to spend. I can't spend $10 a month. Well, you're not spending, you're investing, right? You're investing $10 into a business. Where are you going to, you can't do a brick and mortar business for $10 investment,
exactly.
right? We're giving people such an opportunity. Same thing with affiliate marketing, same thing with school communities, right? And we kind of transition into that a little more detail if you like. But the affiliate program in schools, I think the default is like 40% for affiliate commission, but a lot of the communities, like our communities, we offer a full 50% commission, affiliate commission. So if somebody refers somebody to our community and they upgrade to our paid communities, I know you've got a huge free community that there is no investment in. Um, so why don't we talk about that a little bit?
The evolve.
Let's talk about Evolve Now Social and what's going on there.
Well, it's huge. It's going to be huge. So I see a gap in the Well, there's one other community that I found the other day that allows you to talk about your own communities in, but I see there's a massive gap. So I personally believe one of the biggest niches coming up is a school. So Skool in general, Skool influencer. If you can learn how to use Skool, learn how to leverage Skool, and if you was to teach those skills on a YouTube channel on anything, and you started teaching people how to grow Skool, and so a lot of communities will do this. They'll teach you how to use Skool, but they're not going to do it for free. A lot of them, you have to be in the community. They're going to give it to their community. But I believe if you was to openly put out a lot of information for free on YouTube about, hey, you can get more engagement by doing this. Hey, you can grow your community by doing this. You can get members by doing this. You're going to grow a massive Skool community over time, or you're going to grow a massive brand. As I see people, for an example, with Instagram and Facebook, they're selling high ticket courses, 5-6 grand plus, to learn how to grow on Facebook, to learn how to grow on Instagram, to learn how to grow on TikTok. You can really niche down with these things and be that influencer, be that face of, this is how you grow a Skool, and people just begin to come to you, and they'll come to everything you've got. They'll buy everything that you are selling because they're in that same thing. And right now, I think it was 140,000 odd communities or something. And if you scroll that Skoolers feed, and there's so many questions, so many people struggling, so many people they're giving up too early. So they're starting a Skool community and then they're giving up. And they're giving up because there isn't they don't know how to get those first members, or they don't know how to get those first sales, or they don't know how to get the engagement in their group. Many different reasons. Everyone's got a different reason. But so many people are giving up, and when you see that, how like the abundance of people giving up on it, so you see the successful ones, right? They're 5, 6, like the potential is there. The potential is real if you can stay consistent and push through. However, many people aren't able to stay consistent and push through. And that's where I see a massive gap in the Skool. So there's a few communities that do it, but a lot of the stuff's private. So we've created this Evolve Now Social community to literally help everyone in Skool and even monetize it. So we take people from absolute beginners online and we teach them how to first bring in members, how to stay consistent with posting, how to build a brand, all this sort of stuff, all in Evolve Now Social. And then we've got our affiliates out there. So like the main ones, they're out there putting their content out publicly for free, 100% for free, like on YouTube, what you're doing right now with this podcast. So there's all this abundance of, so we've got all these affiliates, like it's not huge yet, but we've got a few affiliates. They're making free Skool content to help other schoolers, help other communities. And I was just saying, most of them are giving up. So we're putting that content out there on Facebook, we're putting it out there on Instagram, putting it out there on TikTok, putting it out there on YouTube, depending where it's coming from, which affiliate. So, we've all got our own strengths. So for an example, one of your strengths would be YouTube. And one of Sean's strengths, so Sean's another admin, his strengths would be something like TikTok and shorts and stuff like that. He really loves that sort of stuff. So we're using all these different strengths to get all of this information out for free that's going to help all these schoolers that would have otherwise given up. And the traffic brings it back all into Evolve Now Social, and then people learn those basic skills to grow that Skool community, and then we're partnering up with other Skool communities. So we're sort of filling that the massive gap that I see, and there's millions of users on Skool, and tomorrow there's probably going to be another 10,000 communities start up. Next month there's going to be another 10,000 communities quit. So, and it's just like there's just so much potential there, and looking at the highest Skool communities, the potential of real money, like some of them are making $500,000 a month. I don't know how you'd even find a job that pays that. Like at the end of the day, how you
Yeah,
can't.
exactly.
And even if it did, you can't find a job that pays that and allows you to just go to the beach tomorrow and work on your phone.
Right.
So the potential is real, and I think people are seeing the potential. So a lot of people are seeing the potential. They start working towards that potential. Then you got the mindset, and then you've got the consistency, and then you got the hard times. So everyone's going to go for hard times. So there's no exceptions. We're going to have our down times, our up times, and I just want to fill that void, fill that area of lack, and leverage our community admins and everyone together as a whole to really bring that attention to come over here, keep yourself motivated, keep yourself inspired, work together, let's build something great. And that's what's happening. So a lot of our communities in Evolve Now Social have got their own members, they've got their community started from Evolve Now Social.
Yeah.
So and it's those initial members, that little boost at the start that gives them that confidence to keep going. So, and yeah, we're just growing. So we got 600 and something members now, and we're almost 700 members. And obviously, most of them are lurkers, same as Facebook. Most people just scroll feeds. They don't actually engage, or they don't do stuff. But whatever they're scrolling that feed and staying motivated and seeing real people getting real results that are in the same situation as them, and even in some cases in a worse situation than them, it really kicks off that belief. And it's, I think I've heard it a few times, but you need to believe in what you're going to do before you're going to achieve it. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
really,
You have to see it as already being done before you really, in order to have that success, you have to see yourself as already having achieved that success, and that'll help drive you towards it. Um, and that's one of the things I love about your community, Evolve Now Social, and the fact that you are allowing communities to come. Number one, you're allowing communities to say, "Hey, I'm here."
yeah,
Where most communities aren't going to let other communities come in and say, "I have a community and this is it." You actually encourage that so that
yeah,
the communities can all to combine as a force, so to speak. That they can all go out, we can all go out and share Evolve Now Social, and in that same process, we're sharing all these communities inside Evolve Now Social, and that's helping to grow all of them. So it's definitely a huge collaboration. It's all the like-minded people gathering together, and we also reward just the members that aren't community owners, right? For actually participating and not just scrolling.
yeah.
We have our own tokens that we award members for participating, for commenting, not just for liking and scrolling, but for actually engaging inside the community.
Yeah, definitely. And then so the scarcity of the tokens only increasing too. Like every member that becomes a part of Evolve Now Social, it makes it a lot more rarer, that token. So as we sort of grow that community, that token's going to increase in value by default. So like I don't know how many people in Evolve right now are buying that token, but there'd be at least 20 odd so people buying it, like purchasing it themselves. And by the time we get something like 1 million members in that community, which we will, because that's what I'm going for. Like, so with Evolve, so the whole idea with Evolve Now Social is if you have a Skool community and you start a Skool community tomorrow, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get a member into your Skool community that's already a part of Skool. So that's already a part of the Skool platform. If you are to refer someone into your community that's not a part of Skool, never been on Skool before, it's going to be a lot harder. So bringing all the schoolers together and all the Skool communities and members of communities into one big community, it's going to be a lot easier to grow a community in the future. And because of that aspect and the training for the affiliates and stuff, we should be able to grow that community huge. And let's just say 0.5 million tokens minted. If we get to, and there's like 300,000 of those burned now. So if we get into a stage where we've got like over a million members, let's say we've got over 2 million members, there is not enough tokens for everyone to have half a token each. So that's the scarcity of the tokens, and it's designed that way. So I really wanted the scarcity in it. So as our community grows, the demand for the token also grows, but the supply is just not there. So by default, same thing happened with Bitcoin. It's going to go up in value. So and then right now, like you said, we reward those members, the active members, for participating, the ones that are making that leaderboard. We give them those free tokens. So those tokens in the future, for all the early people right now, so it's more for the early people, the ones that are helping us grow at these early stages, they're going to end up, some of them will probably end up pretty well off, depending if they hold their tokens or sell their tokens, or that there's many things you can do with tokens, adding liquidity, that sort of thing. But like, depending what they do with their tokens, a lot of them are going to have a pretty decent chunk of money just sitting there, because they were active at the start and they really helped us boost things at the start. So
yeah,
it's designed for everyone to win.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited about that whole program, and I'm also grateful to you for sharing that whole process of how do we go out and create tokens and that sort of stuff through one of your other communities. It's not Evolve Now Social, but through AAA Wealth Builders. So yeah, thank you for that, because that's how I created my own token. And even though it's not even the value of the token now, it's just the fact that you're rewarding somebody, because people always want to be rewarded. So, and they don't have to do a lot. They just have to show up in the community and engage. It's not difficult, and people just love getting rewarded. So that's a great.
It's an awesome. That's what I love about it too. It's just like it's a reward system anyone can set up. So, and I believe it's becoming more common. Like, as the information gets around, as these blockchains develop, there's going to be more and more little community tokens with reward systems, all this sort of stuff implemented. And the more people, say, for an example, I just onboarded someone today into the Agram blockchain by giving him tokens on Evolve Now Social. So I walked him through the whole process, set up wallet, that sort of stuff, showed him how to opt in, and he got his reward for the ENS tokens for making the leaderboard. But now that he's done that, and then we've got your community, and then Sean's another one that's launched a token that also gives rewards. So now, by them being a part of those communities and getting rewards as well, it's going to add up for a lot of people. And then as we sort of spread, there's going to be more and more communities with this reward system in place. And then hopefully over time, Skool itself makes one. That's hopefully one day.
That would be cool.
We can show them the way. If we can show them, as long as they use the Agram blockchain. But Agram's the best, so it's got to use Agram. But yeah, there's definitely, and I see more companies, everything's going to be tokenized on blockchain at some stage. Like, even gold and silver is becoming tokenized on blockchains.
Yeah.
So, and just by having that information out there early for our members, and yeah, and like, there's no requirements. Like, if you don't like crypto, you don't have to accept it. There's no
exactly.
Take it.
Yeah.
But why not? When it's free, why not? That's what I say.
If it's free, it's me, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that kind of eliminates the whole "I can't afford it" thing. So
yeah, definitely.
Free community, free rewards. That's a no-brainer. So before we wrap up, Scott, because we're kind of at that point, why don't you just tell people how they can get involved in Evolve Now Social? Let's go there.
First thing is, there will be a link around this video. There'll be a link around anywhere that our Evolve members. So depending where you hear this from or where you see this from, like, some people might chop this up into shorts, check in the descriptions. There will be a link somewhere. So if you're already part of Skool, simply search it in the Discover, Evolve Now Social. If you're not a part of Skool and you're seeing someone talk about Evolve Now Social, look around their post. They will have a link somewhere. Join that. It's 100% free to join. It's always going to be free to join. There is upgraded options, and that's pretty much so the members as affiliates can monetize what they do.
Wait. So it's free and they can still make money?
Exactly. It's free and they can still make money.
Cool.
So it's 100% free to join and 100% free to earn and 100% free to get some crypto rewards, which is easily like, so a lot of people, they like Bitcoin, they want Bitcoin, they like Ethereum, they want Ethereum, they like gold, they want gold. You get a bit of crypto rewards, it's easily convertible into those other assets as well.
Yeah,
But yes,
great.
it's free to join. We've set it up so, and we're helping. So we help you get your members to upgrade at some stage where there's actually a lot of ground, as you've seen, a lot of groundwork going into the classroom area to really help people get that passive side of things happening, because a lot of passive income it's not a myth. However, it's not going to be passive at the start. It's going to take some grinding. So everything I set up, I'm actually also making it more passive for myself. So I don't believe in having to be there every single day, all day. I never will believe in that. However, at the start of things, you will need to be there all day, every day. But yeah, if you find that link around this video, any other post, simply join it. It's 100% free to join, no risk. Look through the feed. Read what other members are saying about it. There's a few videos out there on YouTube. Search it up on Google. You will see, if you type in Evolve Now Social or what is Evolve Now Social, you will see videos come up. You will see posts come up. They're all going to come up from many different ones of our affiliates. And yeah, just simply click a link and put your name in and just sign up. It's that easy. Same way you did it with Facebook. Same way. The only difference is,
Yeah.
you're learning a new skill. I remember, so a lot of people, when it comes to recruiting for something, a lot of people, they'll say, I don't know how, I'm not really into this stuff. I still remember years ago when my dad wouldn't sign up to Facebook, as an example. He's like, I don't know how to use it, I'm like, you'll be on it one day. And so anyway, he's on it now today, and he's like a big user of Facebook. And this is how Skool is going as well. So if you're one of those ones that say, I don't want to join Skool because I don't know how, I don't know what to do, you just like you said that about Facebook, or just like you said that about TikTok, or just like you said that about the internet as a whole, you're going to end up on it anyway. So you might as well just jump in and learn sooner before anyone else.
Absolutely. Yep. So the link will definitely be in the description of this video. And we're also on audio only for Apple iTunes and iHeart and Amazon Music. So I think probably the easiest way for me to get a link to those that audience is just to tell them, if they go to doingwhatyouknow.com/ENS for Evolve Now Social, that will get them over to your community. So
yes.
With
and
that,
it doesn't
Scott,
matter who you join through, just join because you're going to love it.
absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to wrap up, Scott. Again, thanks so much for coming on. It's been very informative. I think the audience will appreciate your appearance today and the information that you've shared. So thanks again for coming on. Any final words before we wrap up?
No, other than thanks for having me, and keep doing what you know. You've inspired me a fair few times. So
awesome. Thanks for throwing that in there. All right, Scott, we'll see you again soon.
Too easy.
All right. Growth happens when knowledge turns into action. If you're ready to keep that work going, join us inside the Doing What You Know community at doingwhatyouknow.com/team. Thanks for spending this time with me. Until next time, keep doing what you know.